So guys, today we're talking about some really interesting smartphone hacks that you probably haven't heard elsewhere. These are genuinely so creative, so innovative, they will change the way you use your device. So the first one, have you ever been in a very popular area, an area which technically speaking should be very well covered by signal, but at the same time you aren't getting any? Well, there is a solution. Because what does sometimes happen with smartphones is they stay connected to the original cell tower they've been connected to the whole day. So in order to reset that to make it reconnect to the closest cell tower, all you need to do is turn on airplane mode and then turn it off again. And sometimes that alone can take you from 0 bars of signal all the way to full. So you're lost. You're using Google Maps to try and navigate your way out of a very tricky situation. What a lot of people do in this case is they keep Google Maps open. They use Google Maps along with mobile data, along with GPS, and this can be very consuming on not only your battery, but also your data package. Now, in almost all cases, once you've inputted the destination you want to travel to, and Google has shown you the paths you need to take, instead of keeping Google Maps open, simply screenshot the page you've got open and use the picture. That way you can turn off mobile data and you can turn off GPS. Something like 90% of smartphone users listen to audio primarily through their earphones, and what a lot of people still haven't managed to get their head around is how to remember which one is left and right. So they'll spend a good 10 seconds every time they pick their earphones up just looking around trying to tell which one is which. And probably the most visually appealing way of getting around this is to use a different color silicone ear tip on your right and your left ears. And a lot of earphones actually have different colors bundled in for this very reason. So they might come with black ones as well as clear ones, for example, and putting one on each of them actually looks kind of badass. If you're one of those people who is always worried about losing your smartphone, this hack could make that a bit less of a problem. So what you need to do is to essentially create your own lock screen wallpaper using a background that you like, but then adding your own text. You need to add not only your full name, but also the contact number of someone who you trust. So if anyone else finds your lost phone, chances are, relying on the goodwill of humanity, they will call that number and the phone will get back to you. And of course, because you're only changing your lock screen wallpaper, you can still have your fancy home screen one customized the way you like it. This one is very interesting. If you have a cable that is either too long or is constantly getting tangled, you can actually coil it. So wrap it around a pencil, excluding the two ends, and clip it down so it's firmly there. Then you can use a hairdryer, which you need to hold at a distance and keep on a fairly low heat. Continue going up and down the pencil. And after doing this for maybe 5 minutes or so, you take the cable off and it'll be almost completely coiled. And on the subject of cables, I'm willing to bet that at least 80% of us have managed to break at least one in our lifetime. Myself, I've gone through about 6 or 7. But the point is, the more you do this, the more you start to realize that most of the faults happen at the neck of the cable. This is where it is the most vulnerable because it's where the joint is occurring. Now what you can do to actually strengthen this is get a pen. Get a pen you don't really want, take it apart, remove the spring from it, and use that to reinforce the cable. All of a sudden you're adding significant strength while retaining flexibility to the part of the cable that number 1 is the most vulnerable, but number 2 is also the one that carries the most strain. Because you are constantly holding the cable by the head and you're also contorting it at rather odd angles, that tends to be the source of the problem. So guys, I really hope that was a useful video. I've got tons more like this on the channel, so if you did enjoy it, be sure to stick around. And with that being said, I'm Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'm signing out.